For what kind of people would you recommend moving to Amsterdam? So what characteristics should you bring with yourself in order to say this is a good place for you to live in?
That's an easy question. I would say if you're
Hungry for more.
I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for.
I would recommend it to people who want to make a career.
Sort of stronger personality.
So for what kind of people would you recommend moving to Amsterdam? So what characteristics should you bring yourself to tell them, hey, this is a nice city for you to live in?
Well, I think it is very nice for expats who want to do like a full-time job, for example. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for digital nomads because then I think Bangkok or Bali or something are nicer options. Yeah.
For what people would you recommend moving to Amsterdam?
No, that's an easy question. I would say if you are similar to myself, if you love architecture, history, art, if you like, a lot of freedom, laid back atmosphere, you like cycling, this is the city for you.
What characteristics should someone have to be saying that this is a nice city for you, this is a good city for you to live in?
Hungry for more.
Hungry for more.
Yes, and what I mean by that is that, it's a city that has everything, when it comes to it has good healthcare, it has good, healthy food. People are always looking to improve. People are always trying to find new ways of doing things. And if you're hungry for more, what I mean by that is just willing to participate in the city and participate with other people. Some beautiful things can happen also because of the people you connect with, because of the things that you can do, maybe also because of the new hobbies you might find. If you're not really 100% sure what you're trying to do in your life and you want to explore different things, I think Amsterdam is a pretty good place to do that.
For what kind of people would you recommend moving to Amsterdam?
I would suggest no long-term stay. It's not healthy, even for your bones, lack of vitamin D. So let's say, like, even for that, I would suggest not to stay too long in this country. So business people, where they can travel more and enough to move and not stay too much in one place for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would recommend it to people who want to make a career.
Who want to make a career?
Yeah, this is a perfect place where you really want to start to try different companies, see where you fit better, and then use it as a launch place, and then follow your career.
Dreams.
For what kind of people would you recommend moving here?
If you don't really care about Dutch culture, all you need is a supermarket and an apartment and you can live here, basically. Because a lot of stuff is in English, or you use Google Translate. So just to survive, you don't have to speak the language, actually.
For what kind of people would you recommend moving here? So what characteristics should you bring with yourself to say this is a nice city for you to live in?
Good question. I'm not really sure how to answer that, but maybe a sort of stronger personality if you're not Dutch. Just because it might take a minute to get into the friendships, they're very bonded here.
Having a tough skin.
Yeah, just to be able to kind of live on your own and be alone or isolated as you break into the culture. They go to school from, age 3 all the way, to college with the same group of kids. So compared to me in the States, that's much different. So as an expat, it's harder to break into, but it's possible and it's great. It takes time. Everything takes time here in the Netherlands. Even with the boats, you can't just take over a spot, but slowly you can get to know your neighbors and little by little.
For what kind of people would you recommend moving to Amsterdam?
Good question. I'd say well, maybe I'd split it into. So I'd say probably people who are, quite relaxed and like efficiency and don't mind the cold on one side, but then also on the other side, I think people who are also seeking those things. So people who are seeking a more relaxed and sort of balance, I'd say, maybe life, calmer life maybe as well, but also who are seeking that kind of feeling of coziness in a smaller city that's still a capital and that's still easy to reach for almost everywhere in the world. Obviously there's a huge airport here.
For what kind of people would you recommend moving here?
To be honest, everyone is welcome over here. From someone who just came here and has to be an Uber driver, to expat that works for a bank and lives on a canal, to artist like me that doesn't want to leave and enjoys working. If you're not lazy and you're working, there cannot be anything wrong here.
And what if I can suggest one thing to people who come here just for some experiences, maybe 3-5 years, it's great. I would really not suggest to start a family with a partner of this country, because you might come for just a period, and then it's very hard to move away.
That it's happening when you immigrate anytime. You need to remember that when you make kids, it can get you stuck by law and by other things, because you have two parents. So it is then it can become challenge. That's why we're stuck here.
Well, I think,
kind of more.
I think that 5 years' time would be enough to understand if this country is fit for you, and eventually you can decide whether you would like to not make it really home.
Yeah.
But
5
before,
years is also a lot of time of your life. That's
yes, it's a long time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
5 years is enough time to
move.
to make a clear decision based on actual facts, not only on. You know, like if you come to Amsterdam for holiday, you think, wow, it's beautiful. And it is. But then, you know, it's different living in the country.
And to check out more details about life in Amsterdam and other European cities, then please have a look at my channel. And I would highly appreciate a like, subscribe, or sharing one of my videos. And I hope to see you in the next video.